Welcome back, everyone. This is JAG, aka Leonidas, coming at you live from 300. On this video, I'm going to be showing you what are the best clan castle troops to have for war, and you know what, we'll get a little bit into raiding as well, but mainly we're going to be covering what to have for war, for Town Hall 8s, 7s, 9s, etc., and why you should be using them. And what we use personally as well. And we've tested and played around with this, so let's just jump into this. First, I just want to make mention that for war, having surprise and not putting the same thing in every clan castle is pretty effective. It always gives a little bit of an advantage if your enemy doesn't know what you're going to put, because if they do know what you're going to put, sometimes it makes it a little easier on how they're going to plan their attacks. So just keep mentioning that. I probably avoid saying just putting a generic troop for every single clan castle. So going into this, you're going to essentially have like your base troops, kind of a bit of variety troops, and fill troops. Your base troops are going to be kind of just some of the generics like wizards, things like that. Your variety troops are going to be almost kind of like your big tanks. You're going to either have like golems, say for example, lava hounds. You can use even baby dragon. Something's going to be kind of like your powerful punch, or either the one that's going to drag out the time. And then your field troops are going to be something like archers, just to kind of like top off. So one thing you want to make sure you do, or don't do, is never fill essentially the clan castle with all the same troop. Say for example archers, very easy to kill them all. Max loons, you can also just use some poisons, kind of plan for them pretty easily as well. So you want to kind of have a variety. It helps mix it up, and you also want to cater it to the town hall level, because you know what 3-star attacks they should be using, or what attacks ideally most people will be using, and you can plan against that. And also, it really comes down clan to clan. Sometimes we'll take a look and be like, okay, these are all the troops of these guys. They're going to mostly use aerial attacks. Now we're going to plan for that as a result. Or vice versa, if we know they're mostly ground attacks, ground attacking, we can do that as well. And then just remember, it's always not also necessarily about damage. For example, having a big dragon in the clan castle, sometimes a golem or lava hound soaking up time is very effective, depending again on what troops they plan to use, and for your own base design too. Kind of cater it to your own defensive per player base as well. So as far as best troops to choose, your generics as far as good ones are your big dragon as well, your baby dragon, your golem, lava hound. Those are kind of the generic base ones. You're going to look out for some other ones, which will be like your wizards as well. Witches are good as well. Velks you can include. They do some good damage as far as taking damage to a lot of troops all at once. And archers are always good for just filling up, because they can hit aerial and ground. So moving into this, you're really trying to look per kind of clan castle size, which will generally be the town hall level. For example, with a 15 housing, ideally what you're going to want to look at is one baby dragon, and then a wizard, and then an archer as well to top. And actually, you know what? Let's just I'll show you with kind of what we're doing for this war. Have we filled them up yet? Okay, we haven't. But so yeah, so I guess for 15, you're looking at one baby dragon ideally. You're looking for a wizard and for an archer. That way you can kind of have a baby dragon that will hit quickly, take out a lot of troops, and then the wizard can do a bit of a splash damage if for some reason they drop. If you haven't seen the videos I have done in the past at attacking Town Hall 5 and below, if they drop all the troops in one area, wizard's great for taking those out all at once, and then the archer just kind of tops off. 15, there's not too much to go with. That's what I would choose if I were you guys, and what we do as well. As far as 20 housing goes, you have two options. You can go with, that's generally around in like your Town Hall 7 range, or actually I think it's around Town Hall 6. Town Hall 7 I think goes up to 25. No, it should be around Town Hall 7. Yeah. So you can get one big dragon, you can do a baby dragon, two wizards, and two archers as well. Or you can do maybe like a witch and two wizards as well. My personal favorite in this case is probably the baby dragon, the two wizards, and two archers. It gives you a little bit more troops wise. The baby dragon, when it has that rage ability, does a lot of damage as well. So personally, I'd probably use those. Great for taking out heroes, especially like the king at that level. Also, if you're going to be attacking generally around Town Hall 7, they're going to be mostly aerials. Same thing with Town Hall 6, and even Town Hall 5 and below, you're going to see a lot of maybe like loon aerial attack. So the baby dragon is great for that. The big dragon's kind of a little slow, only one troop. At least you have a little bit of distractions with that. So my suggestion at the 20 housing space, one baby dragon, two wizards, two archers. And I'll be showing replay actually later on, which will explain why ideally the baby dragon is actually very useful to use, especially over some of the other troops. When you get to the 25 housing range, there's a couple options you can do. You can do a dragon, kind of like a wizard and an archer. You can do like a baby dragon, like a Valkyrie, a wizard and three archers. You can do baby dragon witch. When you really get to the 25 housing space, you're getting a lot of aerial attacks. You're getting a lot of loons, because that's where your town hall 8s predominantly. So you're going to be seeing a lot of dragon, dragloon attacks. You're going to be seeing a couple ground attacks, but really your defense with the large dragon or a baby dragon is probably your best option in that case. What we do personally is we do a baby dragon because it has the rage ability. We drop a witch as well, which is going to bring 12 housing space to make it 22, because then you have skeletons that will act as kind of like time consumers for the baby dragon to then do more damage with the rage ability. And then you're going to drop three archers in there as well, just again to act as kind of like time consuming and a little bit of tanking. And since you're having an aerial attack, you don't want something like a Velk, because it's really not going to do anything against dragons. It's not even going to be pulled out. But with a witch, it can attack the air as well. So that's ideally what we would do. You do one baby dragon, one witch, and three archers. And that's what I probably suggest around there. You can play around with it a little bit. But ideally, you can also use a large dragon like a wizard and an archer. That's another option. But I'd stick to those two for the housing space of 25 at a town hall 8. When you get to your Town Hall 9, you have 30 housing space. You really get a lot of options in this case. You can do a Lava Hound, great for time, essentially slowing down the Archer Queen, taking a lot of time. So if you know they generally do a lot of Queen walks, if you've done your research well in advance, Lava Hound is great for that. Takes up a lot of time, takes a while to kill. Hopefully that way then they don't get the 3-star. And really when you get to the top clans, it's about preventing the 3 stars, not really preventing like a 2-star or anything like that. Another option is a golem as well. Those can just, when they break, they do a lot of damage as well. Slows down the attacker, so that's another option. You can do. Then you get into like a dragon, couple wizards and archers. That's another good one as well. I've seen a CC of all loons as well. Those generally don't work, but if they do get their damage on that, say golem, it's gonna demolish it instantly. But my personal favorite is the one baby dragon. You'll have a witch, a Velk, which is going to be, essentially a baby dragon, a witch, and a Velk, which will bring you to the 30. You can also do a baby dragon, 2 Velks, and a wizard. With Town Hall 9, you're going to get a combination of aerial and ground attacks. I find you'll either get like a Laloon attack, or you'll get maybe like a Govaho attack. As far as what we planned, we generally like we'll switch between the two, but most of the time we like to choose kind of like a one baby dragon, one witch, and then probably a Velk. At least that way the witch and the baby dragon hit both air and ground. And if there is a ground one, the Velk generally kind of acts like a mini tank, takes quite a bit of damage, and that way the baby dragon can keep up and do like quite a bit of damage at least to a queen or some sort of royal or even the golem as well. So ideally that's what we try and run for 30 housing. Now, here's at the 35. This is where you have a lot of options, and a lot of people will either agree or disagree on things. Like I said, Baby Dragon's a go-to. That, and then some top-up troops behind, like a witch, and then you can do a bunch of wizards. You can do like one Baby Dragon, 2 witches, and an archer. You can do a Baby Dragon, 3 Velks, a golem, a Lava Hound if you really want to like just take some time, consume, and then when the Lava Hound pops, all the pups can attack as well. Dragon is another one, but actually what a lot of people don't do, and what we've actually found works for us, we played around with this, is 2 baby dragons, which I'll explain why, and I'll show you a replay why. Even though they negate the rage ability, I'll explain in a sec. We do 2 baby dragons, we'll do a witch, which will bring it up to 32, and then 3 archers. So the thinking behind this is the witch is going to create skeletons, it's going to keep them up. One of the baby dragons, if they stay together, one of them's going to do damage. One of them's going to get taken out earlier, and then they still both do decent damage when they're not enraged. But when one of them does die, the other one's going to be enraged, and by then it at least gives enough time for this, the witch to produce more skeletons to keep it up. And generally what we've noticed is a lot of the times actually the baby dragons split. We'll see where one goes one direction, one goes a little bit further, and then they both get enraged, and that's when they do a lot of damage. And that's worked out really well for us in war, especially with a lot of aerial attacks too. We'll notice a lot of the clans we've been facing, a lot of the higher town halls will do a lot of aerial attacks, and actually we've got a lot of defenses from that. So that's really what you kind of try and go for. Look at their bases, look at your own bases, and then try and plan. So right now what we're going to do is we're actually going to try and get into a replay. I'm going to probably show you 2 replays where the defenses worked out well. So we'll take a look at this one. And first off, we'll actually go with Big Sausages one. Oh, that name cracks me up every time. So this right here, they're 3, which I think was a Town Hall 11 actually, attacked, and he was doing an aerial attack. And this is an example of what I was going to talk about. So let's set this up here. So what you're going to see is you're going to see the clan castle troop come from here all the way down to the bottom here. And he's going to try and kill everything with the archer queen. But unfortunately, the baby dragon's going to stay up. And then his whole aerial attack's going to end poorly as a result. So let's kind of just get into this. So you're going to see him drop 3 loons, try and drag out that clan castle. We had a Tesla there to kind of slow it down. He's going to drop a haste to really get it in there and take out that archer tower as well. So now you're going to see both baby dragons there, like we said, with the archers. And unfortunately, I'm showing BS's base, so I mean, him and I are probably going to make new bases anyway, so you know what? That's not too much of an issue. But you see the archer queen here get dropped at the bottom, so he's going to try... She's going to try and take out one of the... or the clan castle, but you're going to see that ability get used, because now with all those skeletons, all those archers, they're acting as essentially as time consumers for those dragons to go. Now you see one of them get taken out, and the other one has full health and is going to keep going. So that cloak ability got used, 1. And 2, it's not going to take them all out, because now you see the archer queen gets distracted by all the skeletons, all of the archers, and that baby dragon, boom, takes it out. Still full health. Now there's all the minions that remain. Not going to do much damage. And look at that. We have that witch still up. And we have that baby dragon. And I think 1 archer as well. So now what you're going to see is all the loons come in here. And all those clan castle troops are still alive. And that's why we do the 2 baby dragons. So now you're going to see him lock onto the Grand Warden, which was perfect actually. Perfect timing. He has to use that ability now early on. And you're going to see that Grand Warden go down now. Boom. Baby Dragon now moves on to the next loon. Full health. Lava Hound is popped. Archer's going to take out a little bit of those. And look at that. It's still going. In fact, we have the skeletons also that will now go after the king up at the top. We're going to pause this for a sec, recenter a little bit. And now the baby dragon's going to go on to those lava hounds there. As you can see, it's going to be taken for a little bit of a ride. And unfortunately, one of those popped early. So again, it's going to stay alive. And it just keeps going. And this is why we do the 2 babies, because one of them will die. And if they don't split, it's not a big issue. One of them acts as a tank, even though it slows down the rage ability. But then it really gives more time for the other one to stay alive, and then just to keep going. And look at this now. He's only got a few loons left, and everything's dead. And now it's finally gone, but that's okay, because most of the attack force is done. And that was really the whole plan of it. So I'm going to show another quick replay on my base, as far as defense goes, just to show really why the baby dragon itself is such a useful clan castle troop to put in there, even if it's just at 1. So you're going to see an archer queen walk here. So we're going to hit or play on that. It's going to come down. And he had a level 37 archer queen. So On my base, which is essentially just a very early new Town Hall 9, he should have easily taken this base out. So you're going to see the hogs come in there to try and draw that clan castle, which it does. So you see the two babies come out there with the witch, and then the archers. They destroy all those hogs. Fortunately, it gets the double giant bombs. But then you see, and see I constructed my base carefully to have the air defense closer inside so you can't really take it, and that way it can take out any healers. But you're going to see those healers go, which is going to be great, because now you're going to see the baby dragons lock onto those. So the witch is still going a little bit, and now you only have one baby left. But look at that damage. Look at it. Essentially took out the Archer Queen's full health with the one baby, and that's why it's absolutely great, because the rage ability does so much damage. And I think honestly it takes about 6 shots roughly to take out a, oh, I can't remember what level golem. I think it was a level 4, level 5. And really there's no point in seeing the rest of the attack at that point, but it just shows how useful the clan castle troops can be if you orchestrate them properly. And honestly, that's about it. I hope that helps. Hopefully you can use that for your clan. And like I said at the end of every video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you can see future videos. And don't forget to like as well. And share this with your friends. I'd appreciate any viewership and getting me out there. And then also don't forget to comment. I'll answer, make sure that if you guys have any questions I can help explain, answer as well. And if you guys want to see any future videos, don't be afraid to ask, let me know, and I can definitely get those out for you. Again, this is Leonidas signing off. Peace, guys.